Ah, playing is such fun. As the author Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, you don't stop playing because you're old. You grow old because you stop playing. We all know that children love to play, and not only children. During childhood and adolescence, the brain undergoes its most significant development. Since the dawn of history, people acknowledge this fact, using games to sharpen children's minds and skills which they could use in real-life situations. Teachers would draw lines in the sand, and their pupils would place pebbles. Families would spend long evenings around the table, absorbed in the pleasure and challenge of playing games. Generals learned battle strategies through playing chess, and Japanese samurai understood the importance of mind games, adopting the game Go as one of their 7 most important martial arts. A great deal of knowledge has been lost since then, and lifestyles have changed. Violent action games, extreme video clips, and hours spent in front of the computer have replaced the experience of sitting in company around the games table. Where is the joint effort, perseverance and togetherness? A sad reality indeed. But apparently, not all hope is lost. Would you believe that currently more than 2 million children in 30 countries around the world play games during lessons, in class, and with the teacher's permission?
One of the current trends in education is to teach children how to think. The Mind Lab method promotes the development of thought in a very unique manner, through play.
My favourite game in Mind Lab is Lunar Lockout. This game helps me to solve the problems.
So this is what it looks like. Interesting, isn't it? But what's the method behind it?
At the heart of the method is the notion that the children's experience while playing be both enjoyable and fascinating so that they'll be more motivated to engage in more in-depth learning.
The learning process actually involves 3 primary stages. In the first stage, the children learn games and play them in teams. This is the stage in which the teacher enters the picture and he actually provides them with a toolbox for implementing thought strategy and thought concepts.
Very good. So now you know that that's her plan. The question is, can you do anything to prevent it?
In the second stage, the children and the teacher discuss together what they have managed to learn through the game itself, and they apply the models to the lessons learned.
The core of the system are the models, and every model has its implications from the game into life itself. When I group all my pieces together and I advance them on the board as one group rather than individually, then as a group they have much more power, and this way I have a lot more options.
Could one bird fly across the ocean, do you think, on their own?
No, I don't think so.
But if they work together, they can, can't they?
They can protect themselves.
In the third stage, we teach the children how to make a transposition of what they have learned through both play and models to real life. When they will actually encounter challenges and situations, they'll be able to perform better through the models. I want to teach you a decision-making model. This model is intended for analyzing the environment in a better manner when facing rivals. For example, when you get upset at a kid or when someone makes you mad, red means you should calm down now. You should stop and think. Very good, well done. For example, if I were to play football outside and smaller kids would play and kick the ball, which would then hit my head, I should first calm down, stop, and examine what their goal was. Why did they do this? Examine the environment. After examining the environment, I prepare to act. If I see that it was not intentional, I calm down, as you said, and now I'm working after having a few seconds to think things over.
The Mind Lab method is the bridge that connects the world of games with the real world. The method includes educational programs that are geared towards children and teenagers ages 4 to 16. The program incorporates a wide range of courses that are aimed at improving upon children's thinking skills by addressing cognitive, social, and emotional issues.
I like the games because they're completely different to other games you can play, and they teach you things, which I find is fun.
All this is fine. There's no doubt that for the children, playing is fun. But who says it works? How do we know that the method is really effective and manages to influence children's mental and behavioural patterns? Leading researchers from prestigious universities around the world, headed by Professor Don Green of Yale University in the United States, have examined this.
Over the past 3.5 years, I've conducted a series of scientific evaluations of the Mind Lab curriculum. In the treatment group, children receive the Mind Lab curriculum, whereby they play with games, but learn broader lessons about the applicability of strategic concepts to other areas of life. And in the control group, they simply play with games. And what we find is a significant improvement in the treatment group. When these children were tested in math and verbal ability, it was found that the treatment group significantly outperformed the control group. The more exposure children have to the Mind Lab curriculum, the more intensively it's implemented, the best they do. And in a field where real interventions that work are relatively rare, I'm quite pleased to report that this is one of those interventions that does work, and it works to a high standard of scientific credibility.
I think it's time to get to know the people behind the vision. The development team, whose members have been working together for 13 years, is made up of educators from a variety of specialisations and people from the world of games, including players of chess, Go and bridge.
I was a very poor math student when I was a kid, which was kind of surprising due to the fact that I was very strong in games, especially chess.
We created this company on the basis of our childhood experiences. When we played as kids and later on as students, we learned a lot. It was actually this understanding that playing was so helpful that made us create this company.
The game helped me a lot to overcome that problem I had in school. And that gave me a lot of motivation to try and help other kids with the same problem.
Matan Toledo, a 12-year-old from Tel Aviv, studies in 6th grade. Until 5th grade, he was considered a weak student. He was not good in physics or math, and his capabilities were considered below average. Because of this, he suffered from low self-esteem, and his social relations suffered.
I achieved the best scores in thinking games. He came with this news: I've won in class, in the entire grade, in the entire school.
The teachers in school discovered another side to his personality. He seeks achievement, he's motivated to study.
I improved in subjects like Bible studies, history, geography. Our advantage is that we've created the program based on field experience with kids rather than a theoretical plan to be implemented later on.
It was evident in the self-confidence he started to display and even in the way his friends related to him.
And then suddenly I felt better about myself, like I could really be a winner.
There's no doubt that this is a success story. The method is already proving itself in thousands of schools across 30 countries on all 5 continents. And every 3 weeks, another country joins them.
In the last 3 years, I've been visiting over 20 countries, and very quickly I came to the conclusion that people are people and kids are kids, and they behave and respond to the program pretty much the same way, whether they are from Brazil, Australia, or Japan.
It's taught me so much, and I've done so much better at school.
Sort of helping him to think logically, basically, into everyday problems in life. And it really is helping out.
When they talks about using strategies against the parents, they're getting better at it. So it's kind of frightening.
I love games, and I even play it with my mum and dad at home. And I've met a lot of friends here.
I really like the memory games because it was like so much fun.
The research and development team at Mind Lab routinely create new and exciting educational and visual tools. We use over 100 thinking games, both modern and classic, from all over the world. We developed an extensive series of textbooks and workbooks for all age groups, as well as innovative educational software packages and many demonstrational software utilities. To help educational teams around the world impart the method, we train them and support them all the way.
Nowadays, in the age of the internet and computer games, children get to school and they want to play together, and not just during the break. They want to play together the way we did as kids.
What I do is I walk along the corridors sometimes and I peep in through the windows, and you see that they're really engaged, they're interested, and they're very happy. And that's what we want them to be at this school, and they're going to really gain from it intellectually, and it's going to give them some skills for life.
A kid, once he has self-confidence, will act. Once he has decision-making and problem-solving tools, the products will be better. In fact, educational systems throughout the world should have this tool.
Kids love it, parents love the program, teachers enjoy when they teach it, and in that sense, it's completely universal.
Mind Lab is so fun.
Well, we discussed the huge significance of mind games on the educational process. And we've discovered a group of people who've developed a unique educational process based on these games. I found it fascinating. As the philosopher Plato summed it up precisely, "Not by force shall the children learn, but by play."